This is Fred Wall, the VisaCoach. Today's topic is how to apply for adjustment of status to get your green card in 2016.
VisaCoach. Fast, easy, and personal.
I am Fred Wall, the VisaCoach, and I am known for giving you personal one-on-one attention and for going the extra mile to create for you an impressive front-loaded application that tells your story that convinces a skeptical immigration officer to approve your case. Don't risk facing immigration alone. Rookie mistakes cause tears, delays, and expensive denials. Let me guide you quickly and safely each step along the way. Now, this is what two of my clients, Michael and Anna, had to say. Michael comes from Scotland, and I helped him get his fiance visa. Many thanks for all your help and guidance through the initial petition process. With us both working full-time, there is no way we could have done it as fast or as comprehensive if it wasn't for your knowledge and expertise. Plus, my fiance had been out of the States for several years, so you helped us get up to speed on everything. Thanks again, and we are so excited to finally be starting our new life together in the same country. You're welcome. Now, let's talk about how to apply for adjustment of status to get your green card in 2016. If your spouse entered the USA on a fiance visa and you two have married within 90 days of arrival, in order for her to remain in the USA, the next step is to apply for permission from U.S. Immigration to allow her to remain in the USA permanently. The fiancé visa only allows her to visit the USA for a short 90 days. To stay longer, the application you file is for adjustment of status. This is to adjust her status from a 90-day visitor to a permanent resident. And at the end of the process, she gets proof she is allowed to remain. This is the small ID about the size of a driver's license called the green card. Now first, you and she submit your application to USCIS. The application should include evidences that your fiancé arrived using the K-1 visa, that your marriage took place, and that you have combined your lives as a bona fide couple, and that you have enough financial resources to keep your spouse off of welfare. It should also include proof that she visited a USCIS-approved civil surgeon, medical doctor, and that her inoculation records were verified to match the higher standards than were earlier needed when she attended the consular medical overseas to obtain the fiancé visa. About 1 month after sending off the application, your spouse is required to visit a USCIS for biometrics. She will be fingerprinted and photographed. Then the process may take, on average, 3 to 12 months till she is granted permanent residency and approved for her green card. For most couples, before permanent residency is approved, the couple must attend an interview at a USCIS office. There, they present evidences they may have, failed to include in their original petition, and answer questions to convince the USCIS reviewer that their marriage is bona fide and was not entered into, simply for immigration benefits, the so-called sham marriage. Now, if the couple pass the interview, permanent residency is granted and the green card arrives in the mail about a month later. Now, most couples are required to attend an interview, but USCIS has the option to waive the interview if, in the opinion of the USCIS officer reviewing the file, that the evidences presented are so complete that an interview is unnecessary. Well, that's the beauty of the high-quality standard that VisaCoach applies to its front-loaded presentations. For adjustment of status, it means that most VisaCoach clients enjoy having their interview waived, and most are not required to attend an interview. In most cases, their green cards just arrive in the mail without fuss. Now, while the green card is pending and it can take a very long time. The applicant may not work nor cross U.S. borders, but is allowed to live in the USA. Now, of course, USCIS understands that, well, the spouse may want to work, or may want to or need to travel. The option to do either is available. The applicant can apply while her permanent residency is pending for employment authorization to be allowed to work, or advanced parole to be allowed to enter, exit. Now, if applying for employment authorization or advanced parole at the same time as applying for permanent residency, typically both are granted about 2 months after the combined application, and usually the card confirming that employment authorization or advanced parole have been granted arrives in the mail about 1 month after photos are taken during the biometrics session. Now, when VisaCoach crafts a front-loaded adjustment of status presentation, I include the additional applications for employment authorization and/or advanced parole free of charge. If applied for separately, not at the time of initial application, well, advanced parole and employment authorization typically take about 3 months to be granted. Now, finally, USCIS confirms the granting of permanent residency and sends the spouse her green card. If the marriage was under 2 years old when the application was submitted, the green card issued is only conditional, and it's only valid for 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, for your spouse to further remain in the USA, another application to USCIS is needed. This time, the application is called Application to Remove Conditions on Residency. And then, once again, you as a couple must demonstrate your bona fides to U.S. immigration. And on approval of the removal of conditions, her permanent residency is upgraded to permanent residency versus conditional or 2-year temporary permanent residency. Now, if the marriage was over 2 years old when the adjustment of status application was submitted, then there would not be any conditions applied, and your spouse's permanent residency would be permanent. Now, as early as 2 years and 9 months from the first approval date of her first green card, your spouse may apply for U.S. citizenship. Welcome to the USA. This was Fred Wall, the VisaCoach. Please like or add your comments to this video. Then go to VisaCoach.com and sign up for the VisaCoach monthly newsletter. Each month it is full of tips and advice on immigration, and it's free of charge. Finally, when you are ready to hire my help to win your case, please call for your free consultation and to get started.
Before starting your immigration adventure, before entering an arcane maze of rules, regulations, and procedures, before committing yourself to a risky path that could mean an end to your happiness, speak with the VisaCoach and ask for his free consultation. He listens to you to learn the red flags and strengths of your case, your eligibility and goals. He will suggest which visa is right for you, the best strategy to get it, and how soon your love can join you. The friendly advice and wisdom he'll freely share with you might make the difference between approval and denial, and could save you months or years of loneliness and separation. What have you got to lose? Book your free consultation today.